Bob, you know, it's fascinating reading this book. You basically turned the conventional wisdom of a lot of people in the mainstream media that this was all the Republicans' fault on its head. And I go back and I look particularly at a quote from Eric Cantor early on. And what Cantor said early on in the Obama presidency is what Republicans were whispering when it looked like there was going to be some bipartisanship early on. And Cantor's quote here is, woo. Cantor said after meeting President Obama for the first time promising bipartisanship, he said, we may be in this minority for a while. And, of course, soon the lines were drawn. The president told him, you have the president famously saying, well, I won, I trump you, and basically we're going to do it our way. What happened there? Who was pushing the president to take a no-holds-barred approach?
A lot of this is Rahm Emanuel, who was the White House chief of staff the first 2 years, and his basic philosophy was, we have the votes, screw you, and they rammed through things that they wanted, that they felt were necessary, and that created an environment of hostility with the Republicans. At the same time, the Republicans were spring-loaded to go active on resisting all of this, but there was never, and you go through, and I have the meeting notes and take you to the scenes, and you see the president is always there saying, oh, we have to meet more, we're going to be accommodating, we're going to listen, give me your ideas, and then in the first 2 years, they get the ideas from the Republicans, but they totally reject them. And so this energizes and galvanizes the Republicans, in a great deal accounts for the victory the Republicans had in taking over the House in 2010.
And Bob, you talk about this, and you see it time and time again in your book where Republicans give ideas, and every idea is rejected outright. I want to focus, though, on a quote, and I've got to admit, just by reading press reports, I didn't know the other side of the Mitch McConnell quote, and I think I at least owe him an apology here on the air, because we've repeated it 1,000 times when Mitch McConnell says, my one priority, my top priority is preventing a second Obama term, but you actually pull out what nobody in the media pulls out, and that's the rest of Mitch McConnell's statement. What is it?
And where McConnell says, I don't want Obama to fail, I want him to change. And I agree with you. I think that that's significant. Now, there is a brazenness to the first part of the quote, and as you know, Mitch McConnell is
he's tough,
a hard ass on these subjects, to say the least. But
McConnell went on to say, and it's just never been reported, McConnell went on to say, but if he changes, I want to work with him. And basically that's the attitude of, if the guy will meet us halfway, and I see John Heilman rolling his eyes around the set, but time and time and time again, Republicans offered suggestions, and time and time and time again, the first 2 years, the president rejected them outright.
And if you go back to last year, the famous debt ceiling negotiations for 44 days, it was John Boehner, the speaker, who came to Obama, not the other way around. The speaker came to Obama and said, we need to work something out here. And he proposed, instead of tax increases, he proposed tax reform. Now, tax reform is hard. I call it the great white whale. You can chase it around the ocean and it'll kill you. But in 1986, Ronald Reagan was able to come through with a tax reform program that actually worked.